Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another Persona 5 FNX video. And in today's video, well, as you can see here, we have data mined information as well as leaks coming through. So, shout out to P5X Alertbox. Love these guys. Love everything to do. I haven't really seen them do any, give any wrong information, generally speaking. But we already know for 2.2 banner information, we are getting Seaside Tomoko. And there's also apparently within the new patch, there being information on a Marian Rerun. I don't know if it's going to be for 2.2, but this is good news for people who want Marian. I am still of the opinion that at this point in the game, by the time she comes out, it's going to be about 3 months after her initial release. I think it's better to wait for standard. Personally, you've already waited 3 months, but of course, with the fact that we're getting the weapon case tomorrow, in the morning, because as you see, it's midnight, so 3 hours from now. So we're going to be getting that in the morning, which will give us the Marian weapon. I think maybe getting Marian might not be a bad idea. I want to have to sit there and test personally Seaside Tomoko or S-Moko compared to Marian and just see which one's better overall. Because at A0 for both, I think Tomoko is a better overall healer. But of course, we're going to be able to get Marian dupes. And at A1, she's pretty darn good with her 20% pierce. There's also data about the 110 banner, but of course, this is subject to change. I could see this maybe not being 2.2, maybe 2.3, but I could definitely see it by 2.4, which would bring us to Futaba. And this is also goes along with what they talked about earlier, a little bit earlier, since they already data mined right here. The chance target, which was the new this does not have new contract system, so they already data mined it, and then they're giving information about what they data mined about the 110 banner. So what the 110 banner is showing, it's basically the same information that we already have, which is basically you'll have it within 110, and you get after drawing certain contracts 165 times, you get a standard 5-star. This is all the same information that is already in here. So this is basically word for word everything that's in right here. The only thing I want to bring up over the fact they have not talked about anything to do with pity. This is the pity chance. This is where we data mined. I think it's so it has the same pity as the 50/50 banner. I've seen a lot of people give me different takes. So I know on what is it? So my good friend Earphone told me the fact that he's told me two different numbers. He's told me 90, and then he corrected himself to being 100 just recently. So I don't know. Missidian, I believe, told me 90 or 100, somewhere around there. But also from where is it? Right here. On Pridewin. Okay, gosh darn it, Pridewin. Gosh darn Pridewin. But on Pridewin, they actually go over I believe it's guides. And if you go down to the gacha system right here, they'll tell you that the 110 banner is, where is it? Right here. Has a soft pity of 70. But I'm going to be honest, that doesn't really go with the whole fact of the matter is. So when I go back to the information on here, you can see that it has a base chance of 0.2% and then a consolidated rate of 1.2%. And when I go to the 50/50, we can see the same thing, 0.8 to 1.8%. So I don't know where. They've actually never announced what soft pity is. They've just confirmed that, yeah, soft pity does exist, and then everything else is everything we just inferred from user data. But I'm going to say that the amount of user data that they can get from the users of this game is not substantial, and it could be anywhere. Like, they've done it where, soft pity starts at 70 for the 50/50 banner, and I would imagine it would start at the same amount for the 110 banner of being 100. Don't quote me on that. I could absolutely be wrong about that, but that's just what I know personally. And it's like, I'm going to be real. I don't really trust Pridewin all that much on this specific forte about it. I would much rather trust the people who I know who basically, I trust the people that I know who play the game a lot. And a lot of them tell me 90 or 100. So I'm going to go with 90 or 100 because 70 soft pity just doesn't make sense to me. But of course, you guys already know I am a big fan of the 50-50. I play a gacha game. I like the thrill. I like the thrill of not knowing if I'm going to win or if I'm going to win the 50-50. But I know a lot of you guys don't like it, and you prefer the safety net of the 110 banner. Overall, the 50-50 banner will give you better odds of getting the 5-star if you have average luck. If you're an extremely unlucky person, the 110 banner will treat you better. I also have people, I believe Switch Bro, who tells me that he gets early quite often on the 110 banner, which just doesn't make sense because you have a base chance of 0.2 compared to a base chance of 0.8. It doesn't sound like a lot, but if you've ever played a Hoyo game, their base chance is 0.6%. And the chances of me pulling a character pre-80 or pre-78 in those games is ridiculously low. As compared to my Wuwa, and even on here, me pulling a character pre-60, I happens quite often. I'll say, because of the extra 0.2%. Again, doesn't sound like a lot, but it actually is kind of substantial when you're pulling an absurd amount of times. Like when you're pulling thousands upon thousands of times, that actually 0.2% adds up over time. On a short term, yeah, no, it's not going to add up that quickly. And if you lose, you do double 70 pulls, yeah, the 110 banner for that one specific character is better overall. But if you're thinking across a long period of stretch of time, then the 50-50 banner will be better. But of course, I'm not going to tell you which one's better. Like for you, go off of how you feel. If you like the safety net, go off the safety net. If you like the throw like I do, go for the 50-50 because I like it when it pulls the sparkle card. I like being like of the thrill, being like, okay, are we going to win or are we going to lose? I really like that. But so overall, TLDR, we could be looking at a potential rerun of Marian and Smoko. Rerun of Marian with Smoko, which I find is kind of weird that they would start a Marian rerun while there's already a healer going on in the game. But I kind of like it at the same time because it gives you guys the opportunity of choice, especially for the people who want S-Closer. Because overall, I believe S-Closer would still prefer would prefer Marian overall. And once again, we are getting a free weapon for her. So for those of you who don't have Marian's weapon is actually pretty good because of the fact that it gives you right here 25% damage bonus when spending Diagnosis. So basically, every other turn, you have 25% damage bonus by using her skill 3. So overall, it is a really nice weapon. Gives you a lot of damage bonus. But whichever one is better, I'm going to have to sit down and do testing of Smoko versus Marian when she comes out. So for me to really decide which one's better. I'm going to be pulling everybody and anybody with using A1 Marian versus Smoko, A0 versus also A1 with weapon, of course. That's what I'm going to be doing. But with that, I'm going to end the video there. I hope you guys have a good day, good night, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye for now.